Good morning, everyone. This is Angelos Zittis from IronFX, bringing you the morning comment for the 2nd of August. FOMC remains on hold, USD remains steady. The Fed remained on hold yesterday, as was widely expected, keeping interest rates unchanged at plus 2%. The accompanying statement had little changes, with most notable being a household spending, economic activity, inflation, and unemployment. Overall, the tone was slightly more hawkish than in the previous accompanying statement, implying a continuation of the further two-rate hike path in 2018. The markets remained unimpressed as the result of the meeting was expected, and the US dollar remained a steady course against its major counterparts. Euro USD continued its sideways movement yesterday, aiming for the 116.4 support line. And we maintain our sideways bias for today, but the market could start positioning itself for tomorrow's US employment report. Should the bulls take over the market, we could see the pair breaking the 1.1745 resistance line. On the other hand, should the bears take over the market, we could see it breaking the 1.164 support line and aim for the 1.1580 support barrier. Bank of England interest rate decision. BOE is to announce its interest rate decision today, 1100 GMT, and is expected to hike rates by 25 basis points, reaching plus 0.75%. Currently, GBP overnight interest swaps imply a probability for the bank to hike rates of 88.14%. On the financial side, the current inflation rate and the low unemployment favor the case of a possible rate hike. On the other hand, a weak GDP growth rate and Brexit uncertainty could be advising caution for the BOE. A number of analysts have suggested that a dovish rate hike could be an option for the BOE, where the bank may hike rates as expected. Issue, though, a rather dovish accompanying statement. The vote count could also influence the market, with an absolute 9-0 being the more hawkish outcome, while other analysts see the case for a more dovish 7-2. Please be advised that Bank of England will also publish its inflation report, with focus being on the end of the horizon 2-3 years ahead. Should Bank of England not hike rates as expected, the pound could weaken substantially. Cable continued its sideways movement yesterday between the 1.3160 resistance line and the 1.3090 support line. Should there be a more dovish hike, cable could weaken and vice versa. Other than that, we maintain our sideways bias. Should the pair come under selling interest, we could see it breaking the 1.3090 support line, aiming for the 1.3035 support barrier. Should, on the other hand, the market favor the GBP long positions, we could see the pair aiming, if not breaking, the 1.3160 resistance line. On other news, oil prices dropped yesterday after the release of the EIA weekly crude oil inventories injection of plus 3.5 million barrels, which was more or less supported the release of the API weekly crude oil injection previously of plus 5.59 million barrels, indicating an excess in supply in the oil market. Today's other economic highlights. In the European session, we get UK's construction PMI for July. And at the same time as the BOE, the Czech National Bank will release its own interest rate decision. Analysts see the case for the bank to hike rates, raising them from current plus 1% to 1.25%. Financial indicators such as inflation, unemployment, and GDP growth rate seem to allow such a rate hike, while on the other hand, currently CZK overnight interest swaps imply a probability for the bank to remain on hold of 89.54%. Also, please note that BOE Governor Mark Carney is speaking today. For more information, please read the full comment on ironfx.com or download our app and get all the information you need to trade. You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google Plus to get more trading ideas. This is Angelos Zittis from IronFX, wishing you solid trading.